transparent medium. Again from this to this point it is traveling in air medium. But from S to it is completely traveling in air medium. Velocity of light is more in rarer medium. That means the light from S2 reach the point quickly on compared with the light from S1. Because some part of the light, some distance, the light ray from S1 should be traveled in the denser medium. That's why the light ray cannot reach the point O. So these two light rays cannot superimpose together to form the central breadband at O. Maybe let the light ray coming from S2 and from S1, these two light rays are superimposed to form the central breadband at the point P instead of O. That means the time taken by the light to travel from S1 to P should be equal to time taken to travel from S2 to P. At that moment, the two waves are superimposed together to form the breadband, central breadband. That's why a transparent film is kept in the path of one of the interfering beams. Central breadband will be shifted towards that. If the same transparent medium is kept in the path of S2, in the path of the light from S2, central breadband will be shifted downwards. Right now? Okay. Now in this case, by introducing a transparent sheet of thickness T and refractive index mu in front of one of the slits, the fringe pattern will be shifted towards that side. Let the two rays on reaching the point P so that time taken by the light to travel from S1 to P is equal to time taken to travel S2 to P. From S1 to P, time taken is equal to displacement by velocity. In the air medium, S1P minus T, distance travelled by the light in air medium is equal to S1P minus T by velocity of light in air is equal to CA. Say it is. Plus, again, light should be travelled through the transparent medium. Thickness of the medium is T by velocity of light in that medium is Cm. This is the total time taken by the light from S1 to P. From S2 to P, S2P by Ca. From S2 to P, there is no transparent medium, but it is equivalent to S2P by Ca. So S2P minus T plus multiplying this equation with Ca. Ca by Cm into T is equal to S2P. From this relation, S2P minus S1P is equal to T into mu minus 1. Why here mu? Mu proportional to 1 by velocity, 1 by C. Mu in the medium by mu in air is equal to Ca by Cm. Refractive index of air medium approximately 1 always. Mu m is equal to mu. That's why mu e is equal to Ca by Cm. Okay, na? So S2P minus S1P is equal to T into mu minus 1. It is equation 1. Case 1. So from the diagram, in the absence of the transparent medium, central breadband is formed at the point O. In the presence of the given transparent medium, central breadband is shifted to some point. Now our assumption is, let the central breadband is shifted to the position of nth bright initially. In the absence of the medium or the transparent sheet, say suppose at point P there is an nth breadband. By introducing this medium, central breadband is shifted to the position of nth bright. So, if the central breadband is shifted to the position of nth breadband, that's why S2P minus S1P is equal to for nth breadband path reference is equal to n lambda. So T into mu minus 1 is equal to n lambda. Here what is n? Number of bands shifted. That's why number of bands shifted n is equal to T into mu minus 1 by T. Okay na? Most important point. How many number of bands are shifted means n is equal to T into mu minus 1 by lambda. Again case 2, if the after the introduction of the transparent medium, let the central bright band is shifted to the position of nth dark band. Initially at the point P there is an nth dark band. After introduction of the given transparent medium, let the central bright band is shifted to the position of nth dark. That's why for nth dark, path difference S2P minus S1P is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Therefore, T into me minus 1 is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. From this formula, we can calculate n. Means central bright band will shift it to the which dark band? N be the number of dark bands. Are you understand? Right. So, the next application is here. In the path of one of the beam, there is a transparent medium of thickness T1 and refractive index mu1. And in the second path also there is a transparent medium, refractive index mu2 and thickness T2 is introduced. By introducing these two plates or these two films, let the central bright band is shifted to the point P and the distance of the point from O is equivalent to y say it is. Say suppose, maybe is central bright band shifted upwards or downwards. In our example, it is considered as central bright is shifted to the point P. The distance between S1 and S2 is equal to D. S1 and S2, these two are illuminated with a monochromatic light from S. Distance of the screen from the slits is equal to capital D. Therefore, S2P minus S1P is equal to, what is its value? S2P minus S1P is equal to T1 into mu1 minus 1 minus of T2 into mu2 minus 1. Already, we will derive the formula here. S2P minus S1P is equal to T into mu minus 1. One of the beam in the air medium, one of the beam in the transparent medium. In that case, effective path difference is equal to T into mu minus 1. For the first one, T1 into mu minus 1. For the second one, T2 into mu2 minus 1. So, T1 into mu1 minus 1 minus of T2 into mu2 minus 1, which is equal to delta x, effective path difference. But delta x is equal to delta x by small d is equal to y by d, or delta x is equal to, you know, directly delta x is equal to y into small d by capital D. Already we will prove it. Therefore, T1 into mu1 minus 1 minus of T2 into mu2 minus 1 is equal to y into small d by capital D. From this, y is equal to capital D into T1 into mu2 minus 1 mu1 minus 1 minus of T2 into mu2 minus 1 by d. This is the linear shift of the central maxima on the screen. This is the formula. Okay na? Suppose if delta x is equal to 0 and effective path difference is equal to 0 means there is no shift of central bright band on the screen. By introduction of these two, effective path difference central bright band is also formed at the point. In that situation, S2P minus S1P is equal to delta x is equal to 0. Delta x is equal to 0 means this term is equivalent to 0. Therefore, T1 into mu minus 1, mu1 minus 1 is equal to T2 into mu2 minus 1. Right here, one more application for the YDSC experiment. S1 and S2 are the two slits and screen is kept at this distance capital D from S1 and S2. Separation between S1 and S2 is equal to T. A parallel beam of light is made to incident like this at an angle alpha. Therefore, by the superimposition of these two light rays, let at the point P the two waves are superimposed together to form the central bright band. Now the path difference between two light rays on reaching the point P can be written as delta x is equal to, so what is it? S2 total path difference. This is a plane wavefront, you know. It is a plane wavefront. Distance travelled by the second light to reach the point P is equal to AS2 plus S2P. Distance travelled by the second light is equal to only S1P. Now the difference between these two paths is equal to S2A plus S2P minus of S1P. That is equal to S2A plus S2P minus S1P. But S2P minus S1P is equal to, you know very well, S2P minus S1P is equal to delta x, and delta x is equal to y into small d by capital D. That's why total path difference between two light rays on reaching the point P can be written as d sin alpha. Here what is d sin alpha? AS2 is equal to d, this is angle alpha. AS2 is equal to d sin alpha plus S2P minus y, S1P is equal to y into small d by capital D. Suppose at the point P there is a maxima. For maxima, delta x is replaced by n lambda, and minima is formed at the point P. Delta x should be equivalent to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Right? Next application. Parallel beam of light may be incident like this at an angle alpha. Here, the total path difference between two light rays is equal to AS1 plus S1P minus S2P kada. Delta x is equal to anta avutundadi S2P minus of suppose it is B and this is the point A. S2P minus of BS1 plus S1P, and this is S2P. Therefore, that is equal to S2P minus of S1P minus BS1. S2P minus S1P is equal to y into small d by capital D minus d sin alpha. Okay, now here also for maxima aithe delta x is equal to plus or minus n lambda, and for minimum delta x is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Okay, na? And this application is only sent to your PDF paper. Please note this and also understand. Next one more application. Suppose if the screen is placed at an inclination theta with the axis of YDSC, then the position of nth bright band above the axis is, this is the situation, see here clearly, S1, S2, 2 slits and D, a parallel beam of light may be incident like this. Original position, this is the vertical position. This is the vertical position. Right, this is the vertical position. Let the screen is arranged like this. Screen is arranged at an angle theta with the vertical. Distance of the point on the screen is equal to A. This vertical distance is equal to y. This is theta, and this length is equivalent to compulsory y tan theta. Tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So this length is equal to y tan theta. The total distance from slits to screen is equal to capital D, and this length is equal to y tan theta. So the effective distance of the point P from the slits is equivalent to capital D minus y tan theta. Therefore, y is equal, that means vertical distance y is equal to, n lambda capital D by small d kada. N lambda, this is the y is the distance of the nth bright band. N lambda capital D badalu d minus y tan theta by t. Or y is equal to, దీన్ని మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే n lambda capital D by small d minus n lambda y tan theta by small d. So this y term will be shifted on this side and y is common in both the terms. Y into 1 plus n lambda by small d into tan theta is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. From this y is equal to n lambda capital D by small d plus n lambda tan theta. This is the position, vertical position of the nth bright band from the center of the screen. Also, one more application. Suppose if the screen is placed perpendicular to the line joining the slits and D is far less than capital D, then the path difference at the point P is given by. Here this is the situation. S1 and S2 are the two slits. These two slits are not like, these two are placed not like this. These two are placed like this. S1, S2. Separation between S1 and S2 is equal to D. It is a screen. Screen is placed perpendicular to the line joining the two sources S1 and S2. The light rays from S1 and S2 both are interfere together to form the bright or dark bands at the point P. So the line coming from S1 and S2, say it is makes an angle theta with the line, horizontal line. It is also equal to theta. Effective path difference between these two light rays on reaching P is equivalent to, this is the value avutundi, this total length minus delta x. From the diagram it is theta, it is small d. Cos theta is equal to, from the diagram cos theta is equal to delta x by d. Cos theta is equal to delta x by d. Delta x is equal to d cos theta. So delta x is the path difference. Suppose if delta x is equal to n lambda, then nth bright band is formed at the point P, and delta x is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2, then nth dark band is formed at the point P. Now let us explain one example corresponding to thickness of the thin transparent film. In YDSC experiment, find the thickness of a glass slab refractive index 1.5 which should be kept in front of upper slit S1 so that the central maxima is found at a place where fifth bright fringe was lying earlier or before introducing the slab. At the point P dash there is a fifth bright fringe. You know very well, y is equal to, you know that mu minus 1 into small d into capital D by t. For bright one, the distance y is equal to n lambda capital D by small d kada. N is equal to 5 lambda capital D by small d. So 1.5 refractive is 1.5 minus 1 into t is equal to, here small d cancel, capital D cancel. 5 into lambda 5000 into 10 power minus 10 meters. Therefore t is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 7 by is 0.5. 5 into 10 power minus 1. 5 cancel. 5 into 10 power minus 6. That means t is equal to 5 micrometers. Thickness of the transparent film is equal to 5 micrometers. Also, already this concept is discussed earlier. Number of fringes shifted is equal to formula mu minus 1 into t by lambda. So my dear students, almost the interference pattern is completed and the first part in wave optics is completed. Second part diffraction, third part polarization, they are very easy and they are finished in 3 classes. So in this present week, you should completely follow the problems level 1 classwork 1 to 18 and also 30 to 32. 2 classwork, level 2 classwork 1 to 13, level 3 1 to 20, level 1 homework 1 to 15, level 2 homework 1 to 12. Okay na? Here also there are some theoretical questions, theoretical bits in your material. Laser beam means lambda constant and coherent and also moving with same velocity. If any two light rays having same lambda, coherent and also same velocity, then they are called as the laser lights. Laser means light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So in case of interference, always the interference bands are equally spaced, means distance between two successive bright bands is equal to distance between two successive dark bands. Equally spaced always. Again, in case of sustained interference, amplitude, same amplitude, the two waves having same amplitude with a constant phase difference. Sustained interference, both the waves must be taken as coherent. Also amplitude remaining constant. Again, in case of interference, energy should be conserved, means the total energy will be redistributed in between bright and dark bands, and here there is no creation of energy, there is no loss of energy. Energy will be more at bright band, less at the dark bands. Right. Next one, suppose a white light is used instead of monochromatic light. Central fringe is white innermost fringe is red, outermost fringe is violet. Suppose a torch light is used instead of monochromatic light. Here no fringes will be appears on the screen because torch light is a non-coherent. Okay na? Thank you.